is on level 4 of Pathways. Pathways is the learning program that we have and the way we track our progress in Toastmasters. Level 4 of the Persuasive Influence Pathway, which means he's done 11 speeches so far, and he's embarking on his 12th in this pathway. There are 11 different pathways. And he is also practicing this speech. This speech is for your...
Yes, ma'am.
Practicing for the contest. There is an international speakers contest, which if you work your way up through the different contests, first the club, and then there's an area, and then there's a division, and then there's a district, and then there's a region, and then there's international. The International Championship of Public Speaking this year is going to be in California. We have at least 2 contestants, and maybe more, that will be vying to represent our club, and that is going to be January 19th? Yes, January 19th. Michael is practicing his speech today. Come along for the ride as he navigates through the legal system, mental health, and adulting. Okay, let me go back. Okay, let me go back. Michael Haley.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests. On the 30-minute ride home, I was pulled over twice, and I couldn't be happier. Okay, wait, let me go back. Scheduling has never been my strong suit. And when it comes to putting things off, I am a procrastinator. I've also mastered the elusive art of out of sight, out of mind. This isn't to be confused with not caring. Oh no, this is much, much worse. While some individuals might have a mind like a steel trap, I have more of a aluminum sieve. This is a story about priority management, traversing the legal system, and surviving 35 years with undiagnosed ADHD. For nearly a month, I was a wanted fugitive, hiding from the law. Okay, wait, let me go back. Let me provide some context. On July 8th, I was pulled over. Now, you might not know this, but police vehicles have a cool new technology. It allows the car to scan different driving plates while the cop is driving. And they can be flagged for a number of different things, including suspended license. Now, at this time, I was on SR22 insurance. Okay, wait, let me go back and explain. 5 months earlier, I made an illegal lane change, and I could not provide proof of insurance. Now I was given a court date and then placed on SR22 insurance, which is, if you're not familiar, a contract. For 6 months, I will be paying about double the amount of the insurance rates in order to clear up the matter. Somehow, I did really good at paying each and every month until the 6th month. And on the 6th month, that's when I got pulled over. Now, the police officer was really cool about it. He showed me how my license was suspended just that morning. He allowed me to call a friend and then gave me a court date so that I could dispute this matter. The court date was set for August 7th. I asked you to remember that date. It might be important later. Now, I immediately called my insurance company, and in 3 days my license was reinstated. So I went back to business as usual. I continued my daily commute, 30-minute commute from Sawyer, Michigan to Michigan City. And for 3 days, it was fine. And that's when the car trouble started. First, on July 13th, I got a flat tire. Okay, fine. I bought a new tire. Then the 14th, I realized that I had a massive leak in my transmission fluid. Now, I was starting to get a little peeved. I called a mechanic and he helped me figure out the problem, a loose gasket that was literally causing my entire engine to work harder than it should have. He fixed it up for me and he gave me some great advice. He said, son, you're gonna wanna check your fluids. Problems like these are rarely isolated. This was a Friday. I had a couple of doubles to work, so I'll get to it on Monday, I told myself. Past generations know well an expression, a stitch in time saves none. And younger generations also have expressions, F around and find out. On July 15th, I found both of those to be true. Turns out my oil was bone dry and my engine rod burst through the engine block. Now, luckily, I have a great support network. I was able to stay with my parents and try to figure out this whole mess. They were able to transfer me to and from work, and together we scrapped my vehicle for $500, and I found another vehicle on Facebook Marketplace for $600. Now, if you know anything about cars, you're not gonna get top dollar for $600. You're not gonna get the best car. And this car did have its problems, even though it was a blessing. One of the main problems with this car was that the frame was literally barely attached to the rest of the car, riding about 4 inches from the ground. In total, I spent 3 weeks with my folks. They would take me to work, I would work on the car, and eventually I found someone to weld the car. I was so excited. Now, because during this time I wasn't able to travel back to Sawyer, I actually changed my permanent address to my parents' house so I can get the title and registration. And it happened. I was able to find someone to weld the car together, and on August 8th, I was able to drive to work. I was able to go home, sleep in my own bed, and wake up to my mom frantically calling me, Michael, what is going on? You see, the cops arrived at my parents' house. This was the 9th, and they came because there was a warrant for my arrest for failing to appear on a court date on August 7th. I see some of you guys have it still track. Now, I immediately called my lawyer. It took me about a week to come up with the lawyer fees, and then it took 3 weeks for the papers to be filed and processed by the court. So for 3 weeks, I would call the sheriff's department. Hello? Yes, this is Michael. I'm calling. Michael, the warrant is still active. Thank you, Mary. I'll talk to you tomorrow. This went on for 3 weeks. I would drive to my work and back, and I would be scared to death. I couldn't afford to lose my job. I couldn't afford all of the legal hassle. And then my day came. On August 6th, I gave a call to the sheriff's department, and I couldn't get 2 words out before Mary gushed, Michael, you're clear. Are you sure? Are you for real? Are you messing with Mary? No, I was clear. I was able to drive to work without feeling fear for the first time in 3 weeks. After work, I visited my friend to celebrate. As I drove into his apartment area, I hit a pothole, which must have jostled the circuitry because my right headlight went out. I didn't think anything of it. I'll fix it in the morning. That was until the drive home. And in that 30-minute drive home, I was pulled over twice, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you.